After Snoop Dogg finally gained ownership of his classic albums and the label that did him wrong, you would think that people would be happy for him, especially the people that suffered with him under the Death Row label. But sadly, that's not the case. There are a couple of former Death Row label mates who are not happy with Snoop. They have some heavy criticisms about how he's running things at Death Row right now. Both of these people had very close relationships with Snoop until things went wrong. One of these people is the former CEO of Death Row Records, Suge Knight. The other person I will reveal in a couple minutes. Ever since Snoop gained ownership of Death Row Records back in 2022, Suge Knight has not been happy about that at all. Even though he's been behind bars for some years, he let it be known how displeased he is with how Snoop is running things. Suge said this about how Snoop is running Death Row. You're trying to make something that Suge Knight created, but instead of making something big, you disappointed the world by making everything flop. When I put out the Dog Pound, they sold records. When you put out the Dog Pound, they sold nothing. It flopped. As bad as that is, there is nothing more worse than beef with your own family. The second person that had criticisms for how Snoop is running the Death Row record is his own blood, Daz Dillinger. In case you've been out of the loop, Snoop and his cousin Daz have been going back and forth on social media. Snoop threatened to rough him up in a business sense.
I see you ain't got to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'm a fuck up, cuz, on some real, not physically, but business-wise. Cause you broke us right now, so I'm gonna fuck you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me Leave me alone, cuz. What? Leave me alone.
But why is Daz provoking his former label mate and blood cousin to say these things? Well, he's provoking Snoop because he says Snoop did some bad things to him. They say never mix family and business together because it produces bad results. That's what happened between Daz and Snoop.
In May, they filed for trademark and still for me, which is the Dog Pound and all the other stuff. So this was in May. So months go by. I go there in July. I still don't know about the trademarks and all that. I do the work. They smiling all on my face like, yeah, yeah. But knowing behind my back, the niggas wouldn't try to trademark my shit. So I find out in July that Christy Lucy from Death Row, an attorney over there, trademarked the Dog Pound DPG. So I hear Snoop and say, what's up with your lawyer? I ain't cussing out, I ain't go hard or nothing. I just say, I just found out that y'all tried to trademark the Dog Pound. And that's how I know, yeah, nigga, I did it. And, you know, being tough and that's what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So all hell break loose. He do a show, he don't take me, take everybody else. Like, yeah, I ain't with Daz and all the shit. For what? Because I asked you about my trademarks that you tried to go behind my back and steal my shit. The reason why I never trademarked the Dog Pound because
Snoop decided to take things to the next level, and that is he dropped his own cousin from Death Row Records.
yeah, the album came out on Death Row.
Okay.
And then I got kicked off of Death Row again. From Snoop. Got into it. Me and Snoop, you know, it's my cousin. You know, he get into it all the time. He kicked me off. So, you know, I ain't going back this time.
Yeah, you're going back.
Another one of Snoop Dogg's former Death Row label mates, close friend and collaborator that expressed that they did not like what Snoop was doing with the label is Dr. Dre. Snoop says that when he revealed to Dr. Dre that he was going to buy his old label, that Dr. Dre told him he felt like it would lead to unnecessary drama. Dr. Dre also said this. He said, Why the F is he buying a bag of problems when he's living a life of success and not having to deal with the problems? Why would he bring that back into his life?